I've been really trying to stay away from the subject of Jasmine Crockett. I really have. I've really been not trying to comment on her foolery. When Jasmine Crockett said, law enforcement is there to solve crimes, not prevent crimes, she might have thought she was really dropping some knowledge and sounding deep. But what she actually dropped, brothers and sisters, was a dangerous mindset that's keeping Black communities trapped in trauma.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.
Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm Damon K. Jones, the publisher of Black Westchester Magazine and blackwestchester.com. Welcome back to Black Westchester's Publisher's Desk, where we deal with the facts, not feelings, and outcome, and not optics. Now listen, Jasmine Crockett. I really have. I've really been not trying to comment on her foolery. Jasmine Crockett said, law enforcement is there to solve crimes, not prevent crimes. She might have thought she was really dropping some knowledge and sounding deep. But what she actually dropped, brothers and sisters, was a dangerous mindset that's keeping Black communities trapped in trauma.
I want to be clear that, law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, okay? That is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to solve crimes, not necessarily prevent them from.
After the fact is not leadership. That's letting folks bleed in the street and calling it strategy. Now let's break this down, brothers and sisters, because truth needs to be louder than sound bites. Now, there is a difference between solving crime and preventing it. Solving a murder doesn't bring the victim back. Solving a burglary doesn't heal the trauma of someone whose home has been violated. When lawmakers like this tell the public that police aren't responsible for prevention, they're saying you have to be victimized first before the government moves. Now that's unacceptable. That's upside down thinking. That is not justice. And that is not the politics that Black people need from Black elected officials, brothers and sisters. And let me speak from experience. As someone who spent 33 years in law enforcement, police, corrections, courts, sheriff services, let me make this crystal clear. The first thing we are taught across every agency is that presence is the first line of safety and deterrence. I'm going to say that again for Ms. Crockett and all her supporters. Presence is the first line of safety and deterrence. So instead of excusing our way out of responsibility, what Congressman Crockett should be explaining this. Why are so many departments in Black communities from New York to DC, Chicago, and small cities like Mount Vernon, New York, understaffed and overworked? Because when police are invisible, when they're stretched thin, crime isn't just harder to solve, it becomes easier to commit in Black communities. Let's be frank. You cannot prevent crime behind a desk. You cannot protect people when there's no one out there to respond. Now let's bring in a little history. And I know, people are gonna say, well, police was created from the slave patrols and they hunted down slaves. Yes, indeed. But there's another part of a history of policing when they actually morphed into police departments. They used the foundation of the understanding of policing, so they say, from Sir Robert Peel. And he's the father of modern policing, which they got from England. And he wrote 9 principles in the 1800s. It was called the Pelian Principles of Policing. Is the basic mission for which the police exist is to prevent crime and disorder. That's the basic mission. The mission is not to respond to crime and disorder. The mission is to prevent crime and disorder, Congressman Crockett. Not to react to it, not to analyze it, not to politicize it, but to prevent it. And that's what Black communities are missing, is crime prevention. And that's not conservative or liberal. That's just common sense. That's just doing your job.
I want to be clear that, like, law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, okay? That is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to solve crimes, not necessarily prevent them from happening, per se.
So when an elected official, who's also a trained lawyer, denies the most fundamental purpose of policing, brothers and sisters, we got a real problem. Here's what we know. And we know this from experience. When cops are present in neighborhoods, when they build relationships with the residents, when they engage and not just propose, crime goes down, tension goes down, fear goes down. And let's be clear, Black people don't hate police. They will want you to think that. What Black people hate is bad policing and unprofessional police. And they want accountability of the bad policing and the unprofessional policing. It's just that simple. Everybody wants to be safe in their communities. So it's not about being anti-cop. It's about being pro-community. Because remember, Black people, you vote for these elected officials that give you bad policing. You vote for these elected officials that allow police brutality in your neighborhood. You vote for these elected officials that don't give you a public safety plan on how they're going to stop crime and violence in the communities. They want to stand around saying Black Lives Matter with Black Lives Matter t-shirt, and the same police department is understaffed, overworked, and undertrained. How does Black Lives matter when you have a police department like that? I've served 33 years in law enforcement. I sat with mothers who lost children to gun violence. I held brothers whose lives changed in the split second of senseless violence. You can't tell those families that prevention doesn't matter, Ms. Crockett, or any other Black politician that's going to say some foolishness like that. And yet, on a national platform, we're seeing Black elected officials downplay crime and violence in our communities. Oh, the numbers are lower than last year. We got 6 less murders than last year. But you still had murders. And you still had unsolved murders. Let me tell you what this really is. From one of my heroes, Thomas Sowell, he said, what we're seeing is what he called the anointed mindset in politics, where people think sounding woke is more important than being effective. And guess who suffers the rhetoric that replaces results? We do. The Black community do. And in many cities, mostly run by people who look like us, the result is clear. Crime is just not rising, it's spreading. Public safety is treated like a bad word. And prevention is being called oppressive. Now, we don't want nobody to go to jail that didn't commit a crime. But we do want those who don't value our community to be held accountable for them. So no, we will not accept the idea that police is only useful after the damage is done, because that means you're okay with the damage, Ms. Crockett. The test of any public safety policy is not how it sounds on a panel or interview or on Twitter. It's the results in the community. And if you're a leader pushing policies that only kick in after the violence happens, then you're not a protector. You're just a commentator. Our communities need more than slogans. We need strategy now. And it starts by electing leaders, people, based on their qualifications, not just because they gave you some fried chicken and they know how to talk Negro slang and they got a nice weave or they got red bottom shoes on. Being Black in 2025 is not enough. Being loud is not enough. The only thing that matters is being effective in what you do. And if they're not effective, we should be smart enough, Black people, to vote their behinds out. So Representative Crockett and every other elected officials who's confused about what public safety actually means, we don't need no talking points in the Black community. We need peace, prevention, and protection. Too many mothers are losing their children to senseless gun violence. Too many grandmas are being robbed. And until your priority is that, don't be surprised when the community holds you accountable and call you out for your foolishness. This is the Publisher's Desk, and I'm Damon K. Jones for Black Westchester Magazine. Please go to blackwestchester.com. And if you want to support us, you could go to blackwestchestermerch.shop and support us buying a t-shirt. Help us out. This is independent Black media at its best. We're just not on here as a podcast and on YouTube as a show. We're an actual newspaper with an actual website. So we're accountable for what we say because we have to be accountable for what we write. So like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay blessed, stay safe, and stay Blacktastic. Peace out.
Tired of the same emotional politics that lead nowhere. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure by Damon K. Jones is the book Black America needs right now. It exposes the lies, challenges the gatekeepers, and calls for real strategy, not just symbolism. Power starts with truth. On sale, now, and available in audiobook on Amazon.
Tolerance is for Cowards by Damon K. Jones. This book is not anti-police, it's pro-community. Discover how the extended policing strategy empowers you to demand real public safety, justice, and accountability from your local police department. Because the Black community deserves good policing. On sale now on Amazon and Audible. Discover Jesus and Divine Black Masculinity by Damon K. Jones. This a bold blueprint to restore faith, manhood, and purpose in Black America. Because the Black community needs good Black men. Available now on Amazon. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others who need to hear the truth. And for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes access, join the Black Westchester Magazine YouTube membership club today. Your support helps us keep independent Black media strong. Support independent Black media with style. Rock Black Westchester merch and represent the news with the Black point of view. Every purchase helps us speak truth to power.
And this is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.